Hey guys, today we're going to be doing multi-step equations, so we're going to be using our iPod to take our notes, and I also want to bring attention to the fact that we are going to be using this foldable that we glued into our iPod earlier this week, and so I'm going to be referencing this, so you're going to need to reference it in your own iPod as I'm just going to be talking about each step and you're not going to actually see it on my screen. Like I said earlier, we're doing multi-step equations today, and so we're going to look at our first example. Example 1 says 15 equals negative 3 times x minus 1 plus 9. Looking back at our foldable, our first step is look at the equation and are there any grouping symbols like parentheses or brackets? And I can see here that I have parentheses. So if you fold over your foldable, it says to now use the distributive property to multiply the number outside the parentheses by every term inside the parentheses. So we're going to take this negative 3 and we're going to multiply it to the x, and we're also going to multiply it to the negative 1. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to bring down our 15 and equals. Then negative 3 times x gives us negative 3x. And then a negative 3 times a negative 1 is going to give us a positive 3. And then we're going to bring down our positive 9. Now we're going to look at our next step. It says look at each side of the equation. Are there like terms on the left side? So do we have any like terms out here? No, because we only have one term. Then it says are there like terms on the right side? So I look over here. I don't have any more x's, but I do have two numbers here that I can combine together. So we're going to go ahead and do that now for our next step. So bring down the 15 equals and the negative 3x, and then 3 plus 9 is 12. So we're going to add plus 12 there. Now we're going to look to see, do we have variables on both sides of the equal sign? And we do not. We only have one variable in our equation, and it's on the right. And then we're going to look to see, do we have a constant that is on both sides of the equal sign? And it is, and so we need to make this constant come over here, and we are going to do that by undoing the constant, which means in this case we're going to subtract 12 from both sides of our equation. So I'm going to put minus 12 there and minus 12 there. 15 minus 12 gives me 3. I'm going to bring down my equal sign and bring down the negative 3x, and then our positive 12, and then subtracting 12 is what cancels out our numbers there. Now we're going to look to see, does our variable have a coefficient other than 1? So here's our variable. Is our coefficient something other than 1? And yes, it is. It's negative 3. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. And when we do that, 3 divided by negative 3 gives us negative 1. Bring down the equal sign, and then our negative 3 divided by negative 3 are going to cancel out. That gives us a 1, so we just have x. So our final answer is that x equals negative 1. Now let's look at example 2. Example 2 says negative 2y plus 5 plus 5y is equal to 14. So we're going to go through our same steps that we did in example 1. The first step was, are there any grouping symbols? Do we have any parentheses? And in this case, we do not. Now we're going to look at each side of the equation, and are there like terms on the left side of the equation? And there are. We have a y here and we have a y here. So we're going to combine those like terms. So negative 2y plus 5y gives us 3y. We're going to bring down the plus 5, and it's equal to 14. Now we're going to look to see, do we have variables on both sides of our equation? And we do not. We only have the one y now. And then we're going to look to see, do we have constants on both sides? And we do. So we're going to isolate this variable. So we need to bring our 5 over here by doing the opposite, or by undoing the addition. And so we are going to subtract 5 from both sides. When we do that, we bring down the 3y. Positive 5 minus 5 is what cancels out, so that way you don't have anything left on the left except for our variable. And then 14 minus 5 gives us 9. Now we look to see, does our variable have a coefficient other than 1? And it does. So this is multiplication here. So we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. So 3 divided by 3 gives us 1. So y equals, and then 9 divided by 3 is 3. So our answer is y equals 3. All right, that's all for the notes today. So make sure you bring your iPod with you for class tomorrow and complete the summary online. Thanks, y'all have a great night.